Good afternoon, and I'm Monica, and you are?
I'm Kosh.
Oh, hello, Kosh, and thank you for being here today.
Well, I'm so glad.
So we're at RAYA'S Paradise in San Clemente, and I know you have been here for a little bit, or a little while.
So since November, mid-November?
Yep,
yeah,
that is correct.
And now we're in December, of course.
Yeah. So I'm here today because I'd like to talk about your success and how quickly you recovered at RAYA'S Paradise. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
With my background, you mean? Or do you mean? I'm an old rock and roller. I started out way back with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and decided to come and work in California, which was, to me, coming from the East End of London, is paradise, which is a deliberate pun getting into it. And so the sickness that I got, which was the infection which wiped me out, I was saved by Kaiser, and eventually, after going through sort of various sort of rehab places, I ended up in RAYA'S Paradise, which I think saved my life.
Oh wow!
It's a splendid place. Yeah.
Do you remember how you got here?
I do remember arriving in a gurney.
Okay.
And I don't remember too much else, but you told me that you actually witnessed me arriving.
Yeah, so the first day that you got here, I went into your room to greet you, to say hello to you. I had heard about you from your family. And, your son had inquired, and Alexandria had come in. And so this is your family looking for a place for you to be.
Yes.
That needed, basically told us you needed a lot of help. So I remember coming into your room and saying hello to you. And
did I respond?
You did.
I'm sorry. I hate to be rude.
You did respond, and I looked at you, and I, introduced myself, said hello to you, and knew that you were going to need an extensive amount of help. Do you remember that?
Not really, no.
Not really. Okay. So
I'm sorry, but
no, it's okay.
But at least I wasn't rude. I said hello.
No, not at all. So tell me a little bit about your experience, because we moved you into the community, but we chose to put you in our memory unit.
Right. Which I remember.
Okay, good. And the reason we did that was because in the memory unit we have the Hoyer lifts installed in the ceilings, and we knew that you needed that level of care. Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah. No, you don't. We did use...
But I do remember trying out the lift, sort of vaguely.
Yes, yeah. Well, we needed to transfer you safely to, protect you, and obviously...
I was just floppy, right?
Yeah, you needed a lot of help, yeah. So, tell me what you remember shortly after you arrived.
I remember the room, I remember the view, and I remember how wonderful the staff were. Basically, because I don't know how many times I sort of pressed that little button on my wrist.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was so responsive. And I just remember thinking it's really about time that I pulled myself together and tried to get out of this problem. Because I didn't know I thought at one point I was going to die. I really did. Yeah. But the staff here was so kind of determined and cheerful. I mean, I'm not saying they bullied me, but they were sort of, definitely determined.
Yeah.
And so we kind of bonded in some respects, I remember very little about being down there, except everyone told me I had to go up. Mm. And now I have moved up.
Yeah.
And I have a view of the Pacific, and when the sun goes down, it's this, incredible displays. Yeah. I think that with the staff and the care and the food and whatever else, it would be really bad of me if I didn't pull myself together and work hard.
Now, Kosh, do you recall how long you were in the memory unit before you moved upstairs?
I believe I was there for like 2 weeks.
Yes, yeah, that is correct. And then, so tell me a little bit about, it was so important for your family to make sure that we got physical therapy started right away, and some other things, medical issues that you had going on, that we stayed on track because you had been very critical in the hospital. Yeah. I do recall us talking about being able to bring you to RAYA'S Paradise in a wheelchair, and then we all came to the decision that because you were so ill that it was better if you came on a gurney. That's why you came on the gurney. So do you recall or do you remember what your process was for physical therapy and or for you to start to get better?
Well, yes, first of all, I had to learn to sit on the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
And then I had to stand up with help.
Yeah.
And we'd keep doing that until I could actually stand up, and then I could use the walker to stand up. And I would take a few tentative steps.
Yeah.
But my legs didn't exist.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel them. But, I mean, particularly with the PT that was coming in and the staff just doing it with me, I found I could actually walk to the bathroom. You know, I still needed help. I still needed help in the shower.
Yeah.
But I started to progress at a rate that seemed to be startling to other people, but to me I was just so determined that, you know, I've got to move on. And then of course I was worried about going home.
Yeah.
And to go home meant I had to climb 26 steps up to my house. So I decided it was time to try steps. So I would either trundle down to the steps that you have next to the restaurant, or now I'm kind of walking to them. And I did like 3 steps, hallelujah, you know. And then I did 16 steps. And then I did 20, you know, and I think I'm getting close now.
Yeah.
And I got back into my room, and I was going through all my work on the computer, and I sort of found a shot of my office. And in my office is a poster for an Alfred Hitchcock movie called The 39 Steps. It's from 1930 something, Robert Donat. So I thought, that's the goal. I'm going to do 39 steps.
Wow.
And I think I can't remember who it was, but anyway, I said I'm going to do 39 steps tonight. And I did. Actually, I did 40.
Good for you.
And then from that point on, I started climbing those steps. So now I'm actually going home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, for the Christmas holiday. And I have to climb those 26 steps. And I know I can do it, and I've got some in reserve. And it's all because of you guys, you know, for being there to help me, you know. Yeah. I think I did it with Logan. I think he's the guy who did the first 39 steps.
Good for you.
Yeah, right.
So after coming in, Kosh, I do remember you being in our memory unit for 2 weeks, and then you were insistent on you were stronger within 2 weeks, and I was very shocked myself because I said to you,
was I insistent? Oh dear.
It's okay. It's a good insistent. I do recall you. I remember I said to you, I visited you the very first day that you arrived, so I didn't anticipate that after 2 weeks you would be wanting to move to our assisted living side, which you did.
I did.
And then a week or 2 weeks later, I saw you walking the hallways, and I was, to be honest with you, in shock.
Oh.
So I want to hit a little bit or talk a little bit about your therapy progress, because you know therapy is through insurance, through any insurance, it doesn't come every day. So what happened when on the days when therapy wasn't here? What do you think made the difference for you?
Well, I think because you guys were there. I mean, the staff were there, and I think I said to David, you know, I really would like to fill in, you know, these gaps. I'm not going to lie here. You know, my legs had atrophied, you know, and I really wanted to get back again. Yeah. So it was supplied, you know. Now, you know, I've been walking with just about every member of staff at one point, you know, because they come in and say, what can I do for you? And I say, can I go for a walk, you know? Yeah. Until eventually they come in and say, do you want to go for a walk? And it progressed. Then we're doing the stairs, you know, and I was told by PT today, in fact, that probably in a couple of weeks I'm driving.
Good. Wow. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that was a big thrill. You know, to just go to the store to get some milk, you know, in my hot Mini Cooper is like really
to get your independence back, right? Because that's what you're striving for.
Well, yeah, but the way this place is set up, you gain your independence. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's probably what it was. I mean, I wasn't dependent on people. You know, I knew they were there.
Right.
You know, but once I sort of learned how to go to the bathroom myself and do all that sort of stuff, I really started to get antsy about the whole thing. Yeah. You know, which is why when I did put my foot down, was I'm going home for Christmas. Yeah. You know, my girlfriend's there. I'm going home.
And you're going home for Christmas.
Yes, and that's tomorrow.
And that's tomorrow. So one of the things, or many of the things that we always pride ourselves at RAYA'S is to make sure that we change lives. and that we make a difference for everybody who walks through our doors. How do you think that relates to you?
It made a complete difference. I mean, I hadn't given up when I arrived, but I was not, I didn't see myself ever getting back to going back to work. And even though I was ancient as I am, I still have a business,
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was possible at first, and then it dawned on me there was a glimmer, and so my life drastically changed, I think, at one point. And when I started getting reports from PT saying this guy's doing it, I think that was a major change. It was definitely a major change in my demeanor.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was. And I do remember talking to your family about, we had all the tools here and we knew what we could do for you.
Right.
But it was going to take you to give. We can give to you, but you had to give it back. And what I mean by that was you had to put your part. If you wanted to get better, you had to do it yourself, and that's exactly what you did.
Well, that's what I had to do. I knew that, because Alexandra and my son John have sort of engineered everything to set me up. Yeah. The ball became in my hands now.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at sports analogies, but you know what I mean. And so I just knew that to get back to a happy life, I don't want to be an invalid. I don't want to sit in a wheelchair all my life.
Yeah, no. You still have life to live.
Yes, right, and it became patently obvious, because the staff wandering in and sort of everyone seemed to have a sort of great demeanour. I think I'm repeating myself, but that was a big part of it, because I was getting the praise, but I wasn't getting they weren't telling me what I want to know. They were telling me what the truth. You're progressing. You're doing this. You're doing that. And when they felt that I deserved praise, they would give it to me, because I had done my 40 steps, and it was to me, it was a mountain.
Yeah.
And to now thinking back, considering maybe only 10 days earlier, I'd done 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love your story about you needed to get through the 39 steps, and actually you only have how many at home?
26. I got a reserve.
So you can stop and take a breather.
No. I got to keep it. You got
to keep going. You got to keep going.
Got to keep going. Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, to me, this is a really big success story. This community, RAYA'S in San Clemente has only been open for probably 3-4 months. And nothing makes me happier than to know that our staff is doing exactly what we've trained them to do. And that is, to help everybody that comes through. And you are definitely a success story for us because, as I said to you, I mean, when I first saw you, I never, ever, ever thought that it would be this quick. And here you are 45 days later, and your son called and said, my dad's ready to come home. And
when did he do that? Doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah. Well, he was worried, rightfully so.
Well, I was a little worried myself because I was wondering if I was really ready. But then, everyone who knew their business was telling me that, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah.
So, is there anything that you would say that you would do different, even or any advice that you could give to us here at the community? That we can do anything different.
Spring that on me, thank you. No, I think the whole place it runs like an oil machine, but don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a very warm environment. Yeah. And I've come all this way down to San Clemente. I'm not really sure how I got here because I went through a sort of series of rather nasty places to get here. So, in my opinion, RAYA'S Paradise is paradise. And I think anyone who's in the same sort of situation that I am will flourish here, And if they have to work, but the point is with the guidance of all the professionals that are here. And perhaps that's a word I missed out earlier. They're very professional, but very warm and very kind.
Well, thank you so much, Kosh. I appreciate being able to sit down and talk to you. I appreciate that we had the opportunity to take care of you. We're here if you need us in the future.
I'm very grateful, believe me.
And when you go home, you'll have our caregivers if you need them. We're just a phone call away for you. So
this is splendid.
Thank you very much. And again, appreciate the confidence that you gave us, the trust, and that your family gave to us to be able to change your life.
Yeah, certainly, and I have to thank you too.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.